Hi guys, LaJesca Woodard here, your first class realtor with Keller Williams Realty, and I am back today with another episode of the Real Estate Reel. In today's episode, we're actually going to do a market summary for Madison County, specifically the 39110 zip code, and I'll come back later and do one for 39046, and then I'll also do one for Rankin County and Hinds County. But today we're going to focus on 39110 because lately I've received some questions about that specific area, and I just want to give a little insight. So now, unfortunately, if your pre-approval amount is only up to about $250,000, possibly $275,000, the likelihood of obtaining a resident within 39110 is going to be a little slim. Historically, what we have seen is that the properties that have been listed in that price range of 275 or below, those properties have been in need of substantial renovations. And I'm not going to say historically as a whole, because as we know, over time, real estate appreciates. I'm going to say within the past 3 years, within the past 4 years, that has been the trend, to where the homes that have been in that price, they have needed substantial work. Now, there are times when you do have those outliers where people, they just need to sell their home and they want to get it under contract quickly, and so they may price it at that price to get it sold quickly. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it, but the chances of that happening are kind of slim. So usually if the homes are priced at that 275 or below mark within that 39110 zip code, is usually because the property needs work and the seller realizes that the condition is subpar and they need to price it because of that fact. So what I'm going to do here for you all today, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to take a look at some numbers. So right now what we're looking at is the market summary for residential 39110. For the month of August, there were 292 listings on the market. Of that 292 listings, there were 103 new listings, and of the active listings that were on the market, 56 of them sold in August. So now, this 189 property difference here, that could possibly be that some homes are overpriced for the condition that is being presented to the market. That's not the case for all, but it could possibly be the case for some. And in the world of real estate, we know that price trumps condition and location. For the right price, a buyer will sometimes overlook where a property is located, and sometimes they will overlook the condition of a property if the price is right. Sometimes, not all. Now, as far as list price, so this is where I wanted to show what the numbers are doing in comparison to where some of the pre-approvals have been lately that I've received for that 250, 275 or below price point. For the active listings, the median list price has been $499,900. For new listings, that price is $419,000. And for homes that sold, the median sold price has been $377,250. So now Again, what that means is there are possibly some homes that are listed that are a little bit above what buyers are willing to pay for the condition that the home is in. That's not for all, again, only for some. But as you can see, the median, and what median is, if you take your prices and put them in order from least to greatest, and you find that number that's in the exact middle, if it's an odd number. If it's an even number, you take the two numbers in the middle, add them together, divide by 2. That would give you your median. You look at that, that's that number that's in the middle. So the median of prices of homes that sold in 39110 was $377,250. So as you can see, that's about $100,000 more than that $275,000 approval. Okay, so just to give you the numbers, I don't make the market, I just interpret it. Okay, so now let's come down here and look at the absorption rate. So guys, what the absorption rate is, if no more homes were to go on the market in 39110, no sellers sold their homes, it would take us approximately 4.67 months to sell every listing. It would take us just under 5 months to sell those 292 listings in 39110. That's what the absorption rate is. So realistically, we are still in a seller's market. We are still in a seller's market with that 4.67 months of inventory. And I dare say that that number may trend down a little bit because we just recently saw a decrease in interest rates again. And as interest rates decrease, we start to see more buyers enter the market. So statistically, what has happened, for every 1% drop in the interest rate for mortgages, we've seen about 500,000 new buyers enter the market. So that creates, again, a scarcity issue because it's all about supply and demand. So the demand is high, supply is low. We may see home prices in some price points, not all. We may see home prices in some price points actually tick up a little bit. But all in all, what we have seen lately is that those home prices have kind of leveled out a little bit, and they're starting to level out a little bit. Okay, the next category that we're looking at right here is sold to list ratio. So basically, what is that percentage of the price that the seller was actually able to garner at the sale of their property, the price that they were able to get versus what they actually listed it for. So in August, that percentage was 95%. So just for easy numbers, easy math, a seller, they listed their home for $100,000. Generally, they were going to get about $95,000 for that home. They were not going to get the full $100,000. We are not in those days that we were in back in the middle of basically all of 2021, where sellers were getting substantially over what they listed the property for. We were seeing 100%, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105% of list. We're not seeing that now. So the market has tapered down. It is starting to level out. Things are getting back to normal. And we're seeing that sellers are getting anywhere between, and this is back November of last year. November of last year was the highest ratio that we saw in the past 11 months. It was 97.7% of list. And since May of this year, we have actually been trending downward with that number from 97.3% down to 95% of list for the month of August. So set the realistic expectations and just know that you may not get the full list price of what you list your home for. And on average, again, that number is around 95%. And in the past 11 months, the high has been 97.7%. Okay, the next category that we're going to look at here is days on market. So what days on market is? It is the calculation of days from the first day that a property is on the market until that property is marked pending contingent in the multiple listing service. So how many days does it take from putting the sign in the yard and marking that listing active until there is a meeting of the minds, there is a negotiation and both parties sign saying that they agree for a particular price for a property? That is days on market. What we have seen here over the past 11 months, at the height, which was in February of this year, we were just under 60 days with 59.4 days on market, to the lowest point where we were at 26.5 days in October of last year. So roughly it's taking a little bit more. It's taking a little bit more than 30 days to get homes sold. So for a seller to say, well, okay, I only want to list my home for 30 days. I know I can get it sold in 30 days or less. That could be a possibility if it is priced properly. Now, if you just put a price out there and just say, okay, well, I want to see what my home can sell for, look for it to be on the market more than 30 days. And as we can see here, that number has actually started to trend upward here. And we saw that for the month of August, the days on market was around 50 days. So if you want to get your home listed, get it sold, know that it could possibly take your agent 60 days or more to get your listing sold. Not because they are a bad agent or they aren't doing what it takes to get it sold. It's just that the trend has been definitely above that 30-day mark. Now, if you price it right, you price it to sell, it will go like that. And yet again, that's where you want to make sure that you are listening to your agent, that you are heeding their advice in pricing your home to sell. So now, if you're a seller, you're thinking about getting your home sold, you've been toying with the idea, give me a call today. I'll be happy to set up an appointment with you so that we can sit down, look at the numbers for your neighborhood. Because I can bring these numbers down also to see what particular neighborhoods are doing, or within a mile of where your property is, within a half mile of where your property is. We can hone in and get even more specific on what the numbers are doing for your area. And I'll be happy to sit down and do that with you, and also discuss a marketing plan and what I will do to help you get your property sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. So again, guys, my name is LaJesca Woodard. I'm your first class realtor with Keller Williams Realty. My direct number is 601-317-8958, and the office contact is 601-977-9411. Until next time, you all be blessed and have a great rest of your day.